Right now, the money in your wallet has power. You can buy bread, pay rent, save for the future. But what if I told you that power isn't guaranteed? What if I told you the most powerful currency on Earth can lose everything in 24 months? 1944. Britain ruled the waves. The pound sterling was gold. Literally, every nation on Earth trusted it. American banks held it. Indian merchants demanded it. The British Empire controlled a quarter of the world's land. The pound was untouchable. 24 months later, it was worthless outside Britain's borders. Same empire, same currency. But something broke, something invisible, something that's breaking again right now. And if you've noticed your savings losing value while economists say, everything's fine, you're watching the pattern repeat. To understand where we're headed, we need to go back. Not to grasp at conspiracy theories, but to see a documented pattern that's played out 5 times in modern history. A pattern so clear, so inevitable, that once you see it, you can't unsee it. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And right now, the rhyme is deafening. The story of Britain's collapse isn't taught in economics classes. It's too uncomfortable, too revealing, because it shows exactly how a global superpower loses everything while its citizens watch groceries get expensive and wages stay flat. It shows how 24 months can erase 3 centuries of dominance. And here's what nobody tells you. Britain didn't see it coming either. Their economists predicted recovery. Their politicians promised stability. Their newspapers printed reassurances. Right up until the moment the pound became paper-backed by promises nobody believed. If your rent jumped 30% in 3 years, that's not random. If your grocery bill doubled while your paycheck crawled up 3%, that's not a coincidence. It's stage 3 of a 7-stage pattern. Britain was at stage 6 by 1944. They just didn't know the stages existed. Let me take you to London, 1939. Things are tense. Yes, war is coming. But financially, Britain is still the center of the world. The City of London processes more international transactions than New York and Paris combined. The pound sterling is the reserve currency for 63 nations. From Cairo to Calcutta, from Sydney to Singapore, prices are quoted in pounds. British housewives shop with coins bearing King George's face. A loaf of bread costs 6pence. Rent for a modest London flat runs about 30 shillings a week. A teacher's salary is £300 annually. Life is predictable. The pound is stable. It's been stable for 100 years, but beneath the surface, something is cracking. The war arrives. Britain borrows heavily from America, from the Commonwealth, from anyone willing to lend. By 1943, Britain's debt to America alone reached $14 billion. That's equivalent to $400 billion today. Source: UK National Archives, Economic History of World War II. Every battleship costs money Britain doesn't have. Every tank, every bomb, every soldier's paycheck. The printing press is run. The pound supply multiplies. But here's what Britain's treasury doesn't broadcast. The gold backing that pound? It's leaving the country, shipped to America. Payment for weapons, payment for food, payment for survival. Gold out. Paper in the trade that's worked before. For empires, until it doesn't. 1944 arrives. The war is turning. Victory seems possible. In July, representatives from 44 nations gathered in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. They're there to redesign the world's financial system. Britain sends its best economist, John Maynard Keynes. He's confident. Britain has earned its place at the center. Keynes proposes the pound and dollar share reserve status. Equal partners, Britain's centuries of dominance should count for something, right? America's representative, Harry Dexter White, has different plans. He's holding the cards Britain traded for tanks. He proposes something revolutionary, a dollar-only system. Gold backs the dollar. Dollars back everything else. Take it or leave it, Keynes fights, he argues. He warns that sidelining the pound will devastate Britain's economy. He's right. But Britain lost its leverage somewhere between Dunkirk and D-Day. The gold is gone. The debts are real. The pound's power is memory, not mathematics. On July 22, 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement was signed. The dollar becomes the world's reserve currency. The pound sterling, a regional currency with delusions of grandeur. 24 months, that's all it took. From global reserve to Alceron, but here's what makes this story haunting. Nobody in Britain understood immediately. The newspapers celebrated Bretton Woods as a diplomatic victory. The government assured citizens the pound remained strong. Economists published papers on Britain's robust post-war outlook. Then the war ends. September 1945. Celebrations in London. Victory in Europe. Victory in Japan. The pound should be fine, except it isn't. Within weeks, America cancels Lend-Lease. The wartime lending program stops immediately. Britain still owes billions. I still need food. I still need fuel. But now, payment is required. In dollars, not pounds. Problem: Britain doesn't have dollars. It has pounds nobody wants. India wants payment for soldiers it provided. In gold or dollars, not pounds. Australia demands the same. Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, all the dominions that bled for Britain now want payment in currency that holds value. The pound sterling, backed by nothing but British promises, isn't that currency anymore. Let me tell you about Margaret, a London schoolteacher, 37 years old, in 1946. She saved diligently through the war, £200 in the bank. Her plan: buy a small cottage in Kent, retire modestly. She'd calculated everything. Then came February 1946. Food rations tightened. Not because of scarcity, because Britain couldn't afford imports. The ships arriving in London demanded payment in dollars. Britain's pound reserves meant nothing in New York, Calcutta, or Buenos Aires. Margaret's bread, which cost 6 pence in 1939, now costs 11 pence, nearly double. Her rent increases from 30 shillings to 52 shillings weekly. Her salary? It goes up by 8%. The gap is devastating. Her savings? Still £200. But that £200 now buys what £120 bought just 5 years earlier. Her cottage in Kent, the dream dissolves. Not because she spent recklessly, because the currency she trusted lost 40% of its value. Source: UK Cost of Living Index, 1939 to 1949. British Library Economic Archives. The pattern didn't end with Margaret. Millions of British citizens watched their savings evaporate. Not through stock market crashes, not through bank failures, through something quieter, something the government called necessary adjustment. The pound was dying. Not dramatically, slowly, the way your grocery bill kills your budget. One price increase at a time. By 1947, Britain faced a full crisis. The government imposes strict currency controls. You can't take pounds out of the country. You can't convert them to dollars without permission. The currency that once dominated global trade becomes a prisoner of the island that printed it. International merchants stop accepting pounds. Why would they? What can you buy with pounds except British goods? And if Britain can't afford to import, it can't produce either. The industrial empire grinds down. This collapse set a pattern, a template. Over the next 70 years, it would repeat, each time the lesson went unlearned. Each time the citizens suffered while the elites pivoted. Fast forward to 1971. August 15th, President Nixon stands before cameras. The dollar, he announces, will no longer be convertible to gold. The Bretton Woods system dies. The same system that killed the pound now kills itself. Why? The same reason Britain collapsed. Debt, printing, promises without backing. America spent the 1960s printing dollars for Vietnam, for social programs, for moon missions. The gold reserves couldn't keep up. Foreign governments started demanding gold for their dollar holdings. Nixon had a choice: ship the gold and collapse, or break the promise and hope confidence holds. He chose confidence. It was held. For a while, but notice the pattern. First, Britain's pound lost gold backing. Then America's dollar lost its gold backing. Both remained strong through faith, not fundamentals. That faith is expensive. It requires military dominance, economic leverage, the ability to make other nations accept your paper. What happens when that leverage fades? 1997. The Asian financial crisis. Thailand's baht collapses. Then Indonesia's rupiah, Malaysia, South Korea, the Philippines' currencies across Asia plummet. Why? Too much debt, too much printing, too much faith in paper backed by promises. Millions lost savings. Bangkok's middle class, which spent 30 years building wealth, watched it vanish in 30 days. A teacher's monthly salary of 10,000 baht could buy groceries and rent in June. By September, it barely covered rice and water. Same pattern, different continents. The stages remained constant. But here's what should terrify you. The cycle is accelerating. Britain took centuries to build reserve currency status, lost it in 24 months. America took 30 years. Its dollar dominance is now questioned after 50 years of slow erosion. The next reserve currency, nobody knows. China's yuan. Too controlled Bitcoin. Too volatile a basket of currencies. Too complicated. But here's what we do know. Your grocery bill is telling a story. 2020, a carton of eggs costs $2. 2024, that same carton costs $6. That's a 200% increase in 4 years. Source: USDA Agricultural Price Index. October 2020 for your paycheck increased what? 3% annually, maybe 5% if you're lucky. The gap between what you earn and what you can buy, that's not inflation. That's your currency losing purchasing power at stage 4 of the pattern. Rent in major American cities climbed 35% from 2020 to 2024. Source: Zillow Rent Index. September 2024. If you're paying $1,800 monthly now, you were paying $1,300 4 years ago. Same apartment, same amenities, but somehow $6,000 of additional annual rent is normal. It's not normal. It's the pattern. Student loans. The United States now holds $1.7 trillion in student debt. Source: Federal Student Aid. 2024, a generation pays $503 monthly on average, while median rent consumes $1,800. One paycheck gone to rent, another chunk gone to loans. What's left for groceries that cost twice what they did 4 years ago? This is what currency collapse looks like in real time. Not dramatic, gradual. Your dollar today buys what 78 cents bought in 2020. Source: Bureau of Labor Statistics CPI Calculator, 2024. Margaret in 1946, London lost 40% of her purchasing power in 5 years. You've lost 22% in 4 years. You're tracking ahead of her pace. Healthcare costs doubled in 15 years. Source: Kaiser Family Foundation Healthcare Cost Analysis, 2024. Your insurance premiums went up. Your coverage went down. You pay more, you get less. The gap widens. But we have the Federal Reserve, you might say. Central banks prevent these collapses now. Britain had the Bank of England in 1946, the oldest central bank in the world. Founded 1694, centuries of expertise. It didn't matter. The pattern overrides institutions. This time is different. Every empire says this. Rome thought their military made them different. Britain thought their navy made them different. America thinks its technology makes it different. Technology improves efficiency. It doesn't eliminate human behavior. The dot-com bubble crashed in 2000. The high-speed internet didn't prevent it. The crypto winter of 2022 erased $2 trillion. Source: CoinMarketCap historical data blockchain didn't prevent it. The pattern doesn't care about your innovations. It cares about debt, printing, and promises. As of October 2024, the United States national debt stands at $35 trillion. Source: U.S. Treasury Department, debt to the penny, that's $270,000 per taxpayer, not per household, per taxpayer. The interest payment on that debt now exceeds the entire defense budget. Source: Congressional Budget Office. Federal Spending Analysis 2024. America spends more servicing debt than protecting its borders. Britain hit that threshold in 1945. Notice something. The same 3 signs. Every single time. Excessive debt, currency printing, loss of international confidence. Rome had all 3. Britain had all 3. The pattern repeats, always without fail. In 12 months, during 1923, German families lost everything. 12 months, life savings became worthless. A teacher's pension bought a loaf of bread. 1 loaf, after 40 years of contributions. Source: When Money Dies by Adam Ferguson. In 18 months, during 2008, American household wealth dropped $16 trillion. Source: Federal Reserve Flow of Funds Report, 2008-2009, retirement accounts halved. Home values collapsed. A generation postponed retirement by a decade. The collapses come faster now. The pattern compresses, technology speeds everything up, including financial destruction. So what does this mean for you? For us? For right now, it means your grocery receipt is a historical document. It means your rent increase is data. It means the gap between your earnings and your expenses isn't personal failure. It's systemic erosion. You're living through what Margaret lived through, what Roman merchants lived through, what Weimar teachers lived through. The pattern doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. One price increase at a time, one unexplained fee at a time, one necessary adjustment at a time, until one day you realize the savings you built aren't enough. The retirement you planned won't happen. The future you calculated dissolved, while economists assured you everything was fine. 5 empires, 5 collapses, same stages, same warnings, same ending. Britain thought its empire was eternal. Its pound was backed by the largest navy in history. It didn't matter. 24 months erased 3 centuries. History doesn't repeat, but it echoes, and right now the echo is deafening. Your grocery bill tells a story. Your rent increase writes a chapter. The question is, how does this story end? Are we the generation that breaks the cycle? Or are we the generation that repeats it while holding smartphones instead of wheelbarrows? I can't stop thinking about Margaret. She did everything right, saved diligently, lived modestly, planned carefully, and she lost anyway. Not because she failed, because the system she trusted changed the rules. The pattern is clear. The timeline is shorter. The question isn't if, it's when. So let me ask you this. When did you first notice things changing? Was it the grocery store? The gas pump? The moment you realized your paycheck doesn't stretch like it used to? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, because your story is part of this pattern, and the more we see it, the more we understand it. If this made you think differently, if this connected dots you hadn't connected before, hit subscribe. Every week, we dive into the patterns they don't teach in schools, the cycles that repeat, the truths hidden in history. Thank you for watching this through. If you want to understand where we're headed, you'll want to see what comes next. I'll see you in the next one.